Hi Lorelei, this is the Spanish Caballero Piano Adventures 2B book, page 12. I will play the whole piece through. If you look at the second page, starting from measure 25, your both hands have to go an octave lower, and then ultimately the left hand, the last two measures in the left hand, measures 35 and 36, it's written here. But you should be playing 2 octaves lower. So it's all the way down here. I hope I'm catching. I hope the keyboard is, is covered. That's where you play. So I will play a little bit higher tempo, but I will not play with a metronome. I will not play with a pedal. And I will play with limited expressive markings, such as ritardando, and broaden at the end. There is a ritardando at measure 23, and there is an indication to broaden. There is an actual word in classical music called allargando. That's a measure 33. It says broaden. I'm not going to do that. Broaden means stretch it out, so everything gets it's basically slightly slower tempo, but at the same time, it implies that you play a little bit louder as well, something that's a little bit more dramatic and majestic, depending on what the music is. So I will start at the beginning, and the tempo, I'm guessing I will play at 1, 2, still slower than 144, I think. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Get ready. And you have fermata here. You have time to think where to go. Well, yes, I'm not totally used to it, so I do have to think, wait a second, which hand position it is, what hand position am I supposed to be playing? So let me play from measure 25. This is the part where you're playing everything an octave lower. So once your hand is in the octave lower, so the as written is here. But you're bringing the whole, both hands an octave lower. So what you might want to do is practice as written first so that you know the note, so that you don't have to do the conversion necessarily when you're playing. At least play measure 25 to 32 as written, which is the same as the beginning. Now bring both hands down an octave lower. And when you get to measure 33, okay, let's do the measure 33 as written. It's like... That's if I'm not playing both hands an octave lower. This is what is written. 2. Okay, now I'm going to bring both hands lower. And after I bring, so the measure 33 is... And now the left hand goes 1 octave lower still. So you do want to practice that transition also. 1, 2. Low. So yes, there's a lot going on in this music, and those are some of the things that's, more than what is written on your music. You have to get used to those hand position changes. And after that's done, you will be using, actually before you do the pedal, you should get used to the dynamics and the ritardando, or the slowing, and so on. There are 2 ritardando, one at measure 7 and another one at measure 23. You might want to circle those. Oh yeah, and one more, of course, measure 31. So there's 3 times. So there's measure 7, measure 23, and measure 31. 31 has a ritardando as well. And overall, the dynamics is you start out the first part, mezzo forte, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that E is a forte and is a ritardando and a crescendo. It's a dramatic ending to the section, and next is forte, accent, and accent 3 times, and one more. And next is mezzo piano. Accent mezzo piano is, within the mezzo piano how do you say, area. You don't want to accent so loud. It should be just a little bit louder than mezzo piano. That is a big crescendo. It goes from mezzo piano to forte, so it's actually a very large. So it's like mezzo piano here and mezzo forte and closer to a forte, and so 1, 2, 3, and now slow down to, and that forte, because it is a result of a ritardando, it will be a little bit longer than 3 beats. Because at that point, 1 beat is longer or slower. And your next hand position is here, because you're going to be an octave lower. So it goes, and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, slow down, and then your left hand comes back here. Okay, and that's without the pedal. There's a lot going on. Well, first and foremost, you need to be able to play the 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, and that, get the timing correct, and make sure you go down on time. 2, 3, move 3, move 3. So the shifting down, important. If you happen to have a really hard time playing with the metronome at 100, you could go a little bit slower and do the staccato. So let me just quickly go over that. So let's say I'm going to, so that was 100, I'll bring it down to 96. And you are going to, 1 and 2 and 3 and ta 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 ta. That's the rate. So 2, 3, move 3, move 3, and practice like that. I think it'll help you. You'd already tried it, I think, during the lesson. You did play it staccato at one time, and 100 staccato is a little bit fast, so you can go down to 96 or 92, and that way you will be much more aware of which key, which finger is going with the metronome beat. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot. So be able to do maybe up until that much. If you don't get to do everything that I said today, like especially the measures 9 through 24, that's okay. As long as you're making some progress, such as making sure that you know how to do 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, make sure you are able to play that the ascending cross hand broken chord thing, the arpeggio. You should be able to you have to be able to play that with the metronome. Yes, and the pedal, I didn't even use a pedal just now. That's going to be the very, very last thing that you'll be adding. Pedal is a third thing that you have to do when you play the piano. So you don't want to add it until everything else is done. Whatever you need to do with your hand, you can already do it before you start adding the piano, the pedal. Of course, there are some music where you would be using the pedal from the very beginning, especially if everything is very legato and the legato-ness depended on it. But at this point, especially for this particular music, it's not necessary. Okay, so I hope you're practicing. Bye!